Hey YouTube, how's it going? Tech here. And this is a kind of video that I've been wanting to do since a really long time. So this is basically what's in my iPhone. It's the iPhone 15 Pro. So I have two reasons that I'm doing this video. First is because I wanted to leave this video as a memory so that I can come back to it whenever I can to see what kind of iPhone setup I used back then. So it definitely serves as a memory. And the second reason is I wanted to show my subscribers how my phone looks like, what's in it, and what kind of setups do I have. So there's not really much in this, but I'm gonna cover in detail the best I can. So before this, I would like to start with the accessories. So as you can see, I don't really have any case on this because I mostly don't use one when I'm at home. But I do use a black silicone case because it goes best with the black titanium color. So I only have this case and one transparent, which I swap in, swap out whenever I want. There are only three accessories as you can see on my table. It's already there. The case, the AirPods Pro, this is the MagSafe first gen, and this is the SE first gen. So it's gonna match the color with the Apple Watch SE, and definitely I need to put on a black case on my AirPods Pro to match the colors. So these are the only accessories that I use with this iPhone. Okay, so let's start with the lock screen. As you can see, this is the wallpaper I have. It's a, you could say, very aesthetic kind of scenery wallpaper, and in purple because I do like purple a lot, as you can see on my Mac itself. So don't really have any kind of widgets over here because I can't really find any use of them. Yeah, sure, they are convenient without having to unlock your phone. You can do glance at them and get some sort of data. That does work well in that case, but I just like to keep it clean like this. No color matched font or any widget here, so it's just a basic default one. So as for my action button, it's set on data, so I would like to simply just turn it off and turn it on because I don't really keep my data on that much while my phone is idle. So this is a really fast and quick way to use it, and I don't really need any other way because my phone is mostly on the silent mode, so I don't use it for silent mode itself. And as for my side button, this is set to turn off white point all the way up to below because I'm not really much of a person of keeping brightness to very high and not even 50%, not even 35%. So it's always low, and when I'm using it in dark, this is really fast and super convenient way to access this dark point on the display. So yeah, it's always set there, and not just this phone, it's there everywhere on my previous iPhones, on my iPads. So that's there, the button is for the triple click. As for the widgets, I do have two. So here is the flashlight because I seem to use it quite frequently, and here is this new widget for, you could call it, I think what it was called, yeah, the ambient music. All right, so you can simply just set any kind of playlist from your Apple Music library to either of them, and basically that's upon your mood, whatever the kind of music you want to hear. So it provides a really nice quick access, again very convenient, without having to unlock the iPhone. It's really instantaneous, so I like it here. So if you remember, I just uploaded the iOS 18.4 beta 1 because this is the feature of that iOS update. So I reviewed that. Link below the like button, of course. So this is pretty much it about my lock screen. And yeah, my phone is always on the focus mode. It's always on the focus mode. And why it says peace here, because I don't really like having interrupted by unwanted or just notification that don't make sense to me. I have few people selected, few applications selected, and those are the only notifications I get. So with this, we can finally go to the home screen. So as you can see, I have the same wallpaper set here, and the dark mode is on. This dark mode is particularly of iOS 18, where you can also turn your icons into dark mode icons. So basically here it is. The wallpaper is dim a little bit because you can do that. So if you go to customization, you can make it dark. The wallpaper also goes a little bit darker right here. So I like to set this and it matches with the dark mode icons, so it looks cool. I don't really use dark mode every time or with every wallpaper, but this one particularly looks good, I think. So I would like to stay like this as long as I'm using this wallpaper. So as far as the actual app screen goes, I actually have only 2 pages, not more than that, because I think I like to keep it really simple and clean. And also, you must have noticed I don't have any kind of widget. So I use widget before, but I think I really don't have that much of a use of keeping a widget on the home screen that it actually is very productive or anything like that. So it's really of not much of use. So I would like to keep it clean. So as for the app goes, if if you might have noticed, this app icon arrangement on the home screen is particularly of iOS 13. Well, it's totally fine if you didn't notice because, I mean, who does remember? So, anyways, this is also a plan and not just I wanted to do, because you might be able to see this photo appearing on the screen somewhere in the video. So this video I think I made in 2020, I guess. So that time it was running iOS 13 and I really liked the phone setup I had back when I had the 11 Pro Max. So that's what I was mimicking it on my iPhone 15 Pro. And same goes for this second screen, the same application arrangement, just a few of them are here and there. And yeah, and other ones which I use regularly are in these utilities folders. So no pun intended, but yeah, utilities. Well, as far as the gaming stuff goes, I only have one game, and this game is only because I don't really game much on phone anymore. I only do test them to make it clear. And I have this game because it's quite enjoyable, and I only play this while I'm waiting for my friends or I'm waiting anywhere for anything. So just a few minutes is enough for this thing, and that's why I have it. And I don't really have much of apps which I use. So the apps you're seeing on my phone right now in the screen, including ones in the folder, these are the ones I use the most. Amazon is definitely for shopping. I don't use Spotify, but I do have my old library there, so I would like to keep it. Discord is for the homies, WhatsApp is for everyone. LumaFusion is, I think, the best, mostly best for me, a video editing software on the iPhone. And these two things I don't even need to explain, I guess. And as far as this goes, well, few things here and there. ChatGPT I use the most, and this application is a really nice application to manage all your anime that you watch, like a list. Pinterest is for finding wallpapers and other ideas for everything. These two are the only Google app that I have right now. And obviously, this is a very basic thing for passwords and the support itself. I do have Playground here because I do keep experimenting things on this, but I don't really use it full fledged or officially at all. Alright, so that was about the home screen and the applications that I use. And they're not really much in particular which I can recommend you. Those are the kind of application that everyone uses anyways. So there's nothing special there. It's just my everyday daily utilities. Well, this is about my phone now. I have 261 songs. These are downloaded ones. Most of them are on the cloud. So I have around 500 in my Apple Music library. And videos, as you can see, 187. Photos, almost 1K. I have, all right, that's a good number of application, not 100. And yeah, like I said, this is a 128 gigs iPhone 15 Pro. And even after all of this, it's serving me well. And I have almost kind of half the storage left, that is 47 gigs. So it's really good to go. And I don't really think I need a phone with a higher storage. That is, I think, 256 gigs. But it might really be nice to have as an option if I do get that. But 128 is really, really sufficient for me at this point. 64 on my 11 Pro was actually problematic. Same goes with my iPad because that's also base model 64 gig. But since getting an iPhone 13 that was 128, now I'm really adjusted and housed myself in a 128 gigabyte capacity of any phone. So this does really well for me. So as for music goes, I'm, you could say, 70% or 80% into Japanese songs. So I have them most are Japanese itself. These are the ones I have. Few of them are English, around 100 I guess. And I guess one or two Hindi maybe. But yeah, as you can see, mostly all of them are Japanese, and more than half of them are from some anime itself, but obviously they are not anime songs. They are made by real artists, and those songs are used in anime. So it's Japanese song, not anime song. Hopefully. Well, as far as my settings goes, I do have many settings. So in general, you could say that all the text font size is actually a little bit smaller than the default one, just to make it look cleaner, because the default size I feel like it's a little bit bigger for me. And second thing is Apple Intelligence on my iPhone, it does support luckily on my 15 Pro, so I keep it on. I still don't really use it much, just about Siri, but I keep it on just so that I can experiment stuff with it, because I have to upload videos with the new iOS update coming out every weekend. And obviously, if someone asks me how is Apple Intelligence, I could simply show them on my phone. This is the new Siri animation, the playground, the Genmoji, and everything else, the writing tools. So I definitely try to keep it on, and I want to keep it on. So that's why it's on. So as far as the camera goes, so these are the settings of my camera. I don't particularly have any specialized, really cinematic or that kind of camera settings in my phone, but these are the default ones. Sometimes I do use my 15 Pro to shoot my YouTube videos, so that's set at 4K 60 FPS actually for the videos, but the default stock format is 1080p by 60, because I don't want to just start recording accidentally in 4K 60 and start filling up my storage. So that's why it's kept at that level. So I had to have few things like the grid level is on, the level itself is on. I mostly like to use mirror front cameras instead of the real ones for whatever reason. Guess this is pretty much it about my camera settings. Alright, so we definitely need to talk about the control center, because now it's a lot more than it is ever before. So this is my control center setup. I do have 4 pages. These two are the default ones. I don't use them. I have just kept them just to keep them. But this is the one which I use the most, you could say 90% of times. And the second page I have is for the shortcuts mostly, and some other things like accessing ChatGPT and Snapchat camera. And I have these kind of 4 ambient music default, few of them, I think 2 of these, and 2 of these are set to some Apple Music library, so that I can directly access them without having to unlock the phone itself and going through everything. So I have that because simply it's easier to access from the control center. And quick notes and new notes, I guess. And this is the toggles I have for my control center. I would like to keep my music on top and just a little bit bigger, so that I can access the volume controls and simply to play forward and go back. And rest of them are quite similar, I think, and they are mostly stock. So I think that was everything about my iPhone 15 Pro and what's in it. So one thing is clear, that this is not the iPhone 16 Pro, and as you might have seen from my previous videos, I have owned the last 2 generations of iPhone with odd numbers, the odd upgrades. So that's why I definitely didn't go for the 16 lineup or 16 Pro basically. So you might guys hope to see the 17 Pro, or at least the 17, coming up this year on my channel, mostly hopefully. So that's why I didn't upgrade to 16, because I only upgrade in odd numbers. So this is the latest iPhone for me, I guess, and the latest, of course, the odd number iPhone. And I think this iPhone has been a really good, because a lot of things were added, like a bigger camera system, titanium, the action button, and a much better display, and USB Type C, of course, never to forget that. So this phone was a really nice upgrade for me from my 13, and it's working really well. So that's pretty much it about my phone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice one. Peace out.